Hi friends and fellow earth angels, it's Gladys and welcome to my pick a card reading messages from loved ones in spirit for August. You have asked and I have heard you. Many of you have mentioned that you really enjoyed these pick a card readings. So my intention is to create more time and space to be able to do a weekly pick a card reading theme differently every week for the month. So I'm going to start the month of August with the pick a card reading for messages from loved ones in spirit. And I hope to have one for September, October, November, December, and so on and so forth. So if these readings are really resonating with you, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Definitely you want to click the notification bell. I'm still trying to figure out YouTube, and I know for certain that you will receive an email when I post a new reading, whether it's my weekly Sunday card reading or a pick a card reading. Please know that these readings are general and my intention is to tap into the collective at large for really anyone who's guided to watch. So please take in what resonates. Don't try to make the messages fit. And a big part of my work is I am a gifted medium, and one of my most favorite things to do is connect people with their loved ones. I get very specific, detailed information into your loved ones. So if you are struggling with grief from loss, I have a link down in the description below to my online scheduler. I can do phone, Skype, in-office sessions, however you feel guided. They're all good. So actually, I'm gonna turn on my lights. Yeah, I think that'll be brighter for us. And I'm gonna take the first few minutes to pick the cards right in front of you. So if you're not interested in seeing how they come out, I'm going to put the timestamps in the description below, and you can skip ahead. The messages or the pick a card, word I have is faith, hope, and love. Those are the words. So, however you're guided. I'm going to give you time when I'm done picking all the cards to look and choose. And let's begin. Actually, let me see. I should mention, sorry, it's been a while since I've done these. I'm kind of got to get in the groove again. I just want to share with you what cards I'll be using. So I'll be using the Talking to Heaven deck. And then I'll pull an additional message with the Healing with the Angels card. And then I really love the messages that come from the cherub angel. So I'm also going to use this to get you additional messages. And then we'll finish with an angel prayer. What your loved one, what prayer that your loved one is sending down to you. And then I have this deck as an additional deck if I need extra guidance or clarification. I pulled this one out. So those I won't be pulling on camera. I'll do it throughout the reading if I'm guided to. All right, so let me open up space, inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light to assist with, open up, and connect with your loved ones, anyone who is watching when I post it or anytime in the future. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. I'm also going to ask that the messages that come through, they come through loud and clear. All right, so let me start with the faith pile. What card wants to come out for faith? Okay. And we have hope. Message for hope. Oof, I can already feel the energy. I just feel like armies of beings of light are coming in. Ooh, let's do these two as I said that. Okay, this is why it's always great to watch how I pick them, because you may be guided to choose a pile based on that. And love. Mm-hmm. And let's go with additional messages from your loved ones for the faith pile. Okay. And hope. Wow, there's two more here. And love. Oh, I think this one wants to come. And let's do little minis for faith, loved ones. Most important message for those who choose the faith pile. Okay. And hope. Most important message for those who chose the hope pile. Again, too. I don't know if you're watching this, but hope pile is the big one. And love. Most important message for those who choose the love pile. Okay, let's see. Most important message for those who choose the love pile. And finally, an angel prayer. Final message, most important, healing divine message for the faith pile. It's too many. Let's pick. Okay, good. And let's see, hope. Clear message for the hope pile. Okay. And the love pile. Most important message for the love pile. Hope you can see that flying out here. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna clear my decks off here. Clean up my space. I'm gonna keep these out just in case. Actually, let's put them over here. Okay, let's see. All right, so all right, friends. So, once again, faith, hope, and love. Take a deep breath. You know, when I watch pick a card readings, for me, sometimes like my eyes go to a certain like word and I just can't like move away from it. Sometimes I literally feel the energy shift me from like left to right or the middle. So this is really great with practicing your intuition. If you are watching the reading and it's just really not resonating, you can certainly pick another pile. It does not mean you got it wrong. Sometimes Spirit and the Divine uses this as an opportunity for you to enhance your own intuition. So sometimes it's just about like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. Let me pick another one. And that's part of the lesson too. So don't feel like you got it wrong or you got to make it fit. Or you can even watch the whole entire reading and get messages from all three, however you feel guided. There really are no rules with this. So let's start with faith. All right, for those of you who chose the faith pile, let's start. Let me see, get this so you can kind of see the word. Let's start. So the first message says, oh God, already, you are never alone. I feel like already there's a message of you who are feeling the great separation of the loss. And I feel like the word faith comes in powerful in this first message. Have faith that you're never alone. It's always hard to understand why things happen the way they do, why people leave the way they do. But know that you're never alone. Your loved ones are always with you in spirit. And even if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, it opens up awareness and a consciousness that there's something greater than you. I'm also feeling guided to say that when our loved ones pass, and it could be sudden, it could be somebody who was like a parent to you. It could be, this could also be a message for those of you who may have lost a grandparent that felt like a parent to you. And it can feel like abandonment. It can feel like a deep separation. And, never ever do you have to ever put the words on yourself that you need to let go, get over, or move on. And I feel like when we have the capacity to love somebody so much, whether it be a family member, whether it be a significant other, a friend, when we have the capacity to love somebody so much and they exit our lives in the physical, there is this awakening that happens. There is this, through the deep sense of grief, there's a shift that happens that really brings us to a greater awareness to more than what is on our physical planet. And I feel like that this is a message for some of you who are maybe feeling alone or abandoned by someone. I really feel strongly, and this doesn't mean it has to mean for everybody, but some of you who are watching, this is from a grandparent who was like a mother or a father to you. And it could be something that I feel like they had to go, and maybe they lived a long life and they're thanking you for taking the time to spend with them, for showing up. Maybe there's somebody out there who sat with their grandparent or showed up or visited them, and they're thanking you, and maybe you're feeling the great loss right now, and I feel like they're saying you're never alone. All right, so let me go on with the messages. Self-acceptance. Make a wish. And spiritual abundance. It says, thank you, angels, for blessing me with infinite abundance. Okay, let me see here. So I'm also feeling with the self-acceptance card, let me just see this real quick. Oh, she's holding a butterfly. It almost reminded me of someone who's taking a selfie. She's holding a butterfly, but the energy that I got was, I almost wonder, because like I said, this is like, it was leaning towards the grandparent energy or like the parent energy. And I almost felt like maybe they watched you or they saw you like taking selfies, or maybe they saw you being critical on yourself and they want you to remind you to love yourself. Sometimes when we're feeling grief and loss, we can self-sabotage, or we can push people away. And I feel like those of you who chose the faith pile, like your loved one wants to remind you to love yourself. Like I said, when we're feeling pain, it's very easy to like abuse ourselves. Sometimes it's mentally, emotionally. Sometimes it's physically with food or not getting enough sleep or overdoing it, overworking, over-exercising, overeating, all of that stuff. So I feel like your loved one, almost too validating too, that they see that you may be struggling with your self-esteem, your worth, your value. And maybe they just reminded you of how beautiful you are. Maybe you always knew that they saw how special you were. Maybe you felt special around them, and they want you to know that you're not alone and they still see the beauty within you. Make a wish. So with this card, I'm almost getting where I'm getting the message of keep it positive, make a wish, and actually, you know what? So the message I'm getting with this is remember your goals. Remember what you've set out to do. Sometimes when we lose a loved one, we can really go down a dark hole and get far away from the goals and the mission and the things that we set out to do. So this whole make a wish almost reminds us, like when we put a wish out into the universe, we kind of release it, and the key part is opening up to receiving that back in the way it comes back. And so I feel like your loved one is reminding you to remember your goals. Remember those things that were that you're passionate about. When I think about wish, a wish is usually like grand. It's something that it makes you excited and happy. Some people wish for $1 million. Some people wish for love. Some people wish for a brand new car. Some people wish for rent money. So I feel like whatever your wish would be, you can always call on your loved one and ask for assistance. I feel like that's the message. There it is that they want you to know that you can call upon them. The idea of making a wish is you put out your hopes and dreams and your wants and your needs out into the ether, with the intention that it comes back in miraculous ways. So I feel like your loved one is saying, talk to me, I'm listening, I'm here with you. And also too, there's this spiritual abundance energy. Thank you for blessing me with infinite abundance. I feel like your loved one is saying that, look, she's got like the angel wings here. So even the appearance of this angel too can resonate with you. So if you lost a loved one who looks like this beautiful being, that alone can be a special message. Especially in this little cherub baby too. If you notice, they have wings. Beautiful wings. So I feel like maybe another message as I'm cluing in. Oh, here's some more wings. All right. So I feel like this is the theme where your loved one is also saying that they got their wings. So they may have been afraid to pass. They may have not known what they were in for. And I feel like as I'm cluing into these pictures or channeling into these pictures, I just keep seeing the wings pop out. So I feel like your loved one also wants you to know that they got their wings, and they're now in this place of spiritual abundance, and they can share that with you. So again, there's no coincidence that Make-A-Wish and spiritual abundance is coming together. Some of you may be financially struggling after the loss of a loved one, or maybe you received money and an inheritance from a loved one. But they want you to enjoy yourself. They want you to continue to call on them, ask them for assistance. You can do that, invite them in. So you'll know that they're around. You may see their initials on a license plate. You may see their birthday numbers. For my grandmother, I see birthday numbers and the anniversary of her passing as well. So this might be another message. My grandmother's birthday is 7/11, and the year she passed was 11/19. So a few years ago when I went to go purchase my car, I signed the paperwork on 11/19. So now when my registration comes up, I see the 11/19 like all the time. So like I just noticed it. My registration is coming up. So, and it's due on 11/19. So I just thought it was interesting that, I'm driving with her. It's on my registration. It's on my car is the 11/19. So I just think it's pretty amazing. Or when it's due is 11/19. And I just think it's pretty amazing in the way that they can come in with signs. And that shows you that you're spiritually abundant. It shows you that God is with you, that your loved ones are with you, that you're never alone. But I do have to say, have faith. Have faith that they're with you. I'm just listening to some sirens go by, which is the Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael helps us to move through worries and fears and to keep the faith. He's there to protect us. So if you lost somebody who was like a protector to you, like again, that grandparent, that father energy or that maternal energy, and you felt protected by this person, maybe you're feeling worried and fearful in the space that you're in now, you can always call in Archangel Michael. And even just being able to see the signs and connect is spiritual abundance. So keep talking to them. Don't forget your goals and your wishes and your hopes and dreams. Your loved ones wants you to continue to work on that and have faith that everything works out well for you. That's always a affirmation. When I start to doubt or I start to get a little afraid, I remind myself that, spiritual abundance is mine and everything works out well for me. All right, so that's the faith pile. Thank you for watching. If you're ending here, I appreciate you watching. It does help me if you click the subscribe, or I'm sorry, it does help me if you click the like button, if you leave a comment below. Let me know if and how this resonated with you. Give me a thumbs up, and I thank you for watching. Okay, for those of you who chose the hope pile, welcome. I think this is going to be a big one. Lots of cards popped out with this one, and I start when I looked at the timestamp when I started this, it was 21/21. So I will also have to look up what 21 means. So I feel like this is going to be a big one. So let's begin. We pulled multiple cards in this, so let's see. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. So the first card that came out was, you have nothing to feel guilty about. And then, oh, let me see, that's not gonna, let's put this here so it's not the glare. And then this one, I was met by so many loving people. Let me see. Sorry about the glare. Oh, let me see. Maybe that's just not meant to be, like, seen. I don't know. I just see this light over the staircase. And really, as I think about it, everything means something. So maybe this is your loved one showing you that they made it and that you have nothing to feel guilty about. So let me just connect with the vibration, channel the messages for you. So the hope. Okay. I feel like for those of you who chose this pile, I feel like I'm connecting with a loved one who sees that you may have felt like you didn't do enough, or maybe you weren't there, and they want to relieve you of that guilt. And there's this energy. I just keep seeing this light in my camera, and I feel like that's them. I feel like they are a super bright light now. And I also, okay, so again, it's a general reading, so please just take in what resonates, but there's something I just really feel like I need to say. It says, you have nothing to feel guilty about. I was met by so many loving people. I feel like this may be a message for some of you who weren't there. And your loved one is validating that they weren't alone. So sometimes, when somebody passes away and we're not there or we weren't aware, there's many instances where people pass away in their home, or, the family leaves the hospital and then they pass away. And there's this incredible guilt that can come upon the people that they've left behind, the family and the friends that they left behind, of, I should have stayed, I should have done this, I should have gotten there faster, I should have listened. And that can riddle you with such negative energy, it really can rob you of your energy. And so I feel like this is a powerful message for some of you who have had that experience. And your loved one is trying to tell you that I was met by so many loving people. And maybe maybe you don't have a lot of people like on the other side. So it's like, well, who are all these loving people? We got to also remember there are angels and there are guides and there are ancestors that are part of the family. And in spirit, everybody recognizes everybody as family. So I feel like your loved one needs you to know that they're not alone. And this is also a special message for those of you who lost a loved one who reunited with their partner. Maybe it was their husband or their wife who was on the other side, or a daughter, or a father. Or I feel like this is important here in the two of them coming together. So it almost feels like a couple was reunited. For some of you out there. For others, like I said, like for those of you who are feeling like maybe your loved one's alone on the other side, it could be a young person. Maybe you lost a young person, could have been to overdose, could have been to suicide, it could have been from an accident. And sometimes we wonder like, oh, if I just told them this, or if I just, took the motorcycle away, or if I just did more and, got them into rehab, or I just watched them, or I listened to the signs. I feel like, we can rack our brains and never really fully understand why. But I feel like your loved one needs you to know that they're not alone. For some of you, I'm also feeling the Archangel Raphael. Again, if you wouldn't have like a loved one that passed, if they didn't really have a lot of people on the other side, I also feel the Archangel Raphael with them. Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing, the angel of miracles, the angel that helps to clear through or heal souls who struggled with addictions, many different kinds of addictions here on this planet. So know that there's no possible way that your loved one is alone. And I want to flip that back at you and remind you that the Archangel Raphael is also with you. So you may be feeling alone and isolated, and maybe this was like your best friend, this was your partner, this was your spouse, this was like a significant person in your life, and maybe you're feeling alone. And I feel like I need to also let you know that the Archangel Raphael is there with you, and he's the angel of healing. He can help you with the grieving process. I have no doubt that those of you who are watching this right now, Archangel Raphael guided you here. You'll know that Archangel Raphael is around because his color is emerald green, and you'll see Santa Claus energy. He's like a big jolly energy that brings joy and laughter in heavy and difficult situations. So maybe something will come along that will make you laugh, or maybe somebody will come and brighten your day. Know that that's Archangel Raphael. And if you see, Dorothy's red slippers or the Wizard of Oz or anything like that, that's also a sign. It makes me think of the Emerald City, connecting with Archangel Raphael. Again, the Santa Claus, ho, 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 Christmas trees, especially in August. Those are other signs that Raphael is there with you, and he's helping you or supporting you through the grieving process to heal on deeper levels. So know that you're not alone. All right, so the other two cards I got are New Beginnings and Miracles. Oh my gosh. You know what's so crazy? I forgot to mention that Archangel Raphael is also the angel of miracles. And this is also new beginnings. So I feel like your loved one is saying that they're embarking on their own journey of new beginnings. And you as well. When we lose somebody, it's almost like I'm seeing an image of somebody who has like surgery. Maybe they have a kidney removed or a gallbladder removed. Maybe they have heart surgery, surgery on their liver, or lungs. There's transplants and things like that. There's, pancreas, like all those things. So the image that I'm getting is that when we lose a loved one, it's like losing an organ, and it's going to take time for the body to readjust without that organ, or to readjust after that surgery. It's almost like everything gets rewired and needs to get comfortable with the new norm. And so I feel like your loved one wants you to know that you're not alone, and this is like a new beginning for both of you. And it could be a new beginning in your relationship with this person. I mentioned in the last reading that when we experience a loss at such a great capacity that it literally feels like a piece of us is missing. Never discount that. Never feel like you have to let go, get over, move on from. It really is moving to that place of acceptance. It may not be something that you like or you're happy about, but if you can navigate your way to the place of acceptance, like, okay, I may not like it, but this is where I am right now, and from here I can move forward 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, and so on and so forth. So I feel like your loved one is saying, like, this is the beginning of a new relationship for us, that I'm still here with you, and that you're not alone, and you can connect with your loved ones. I as a medium, of course, the messages I get are profound, and they're what's the word I want to use? I don't know. Some people say like on point, or they're very specific and validating. And it really is. I don't believe it's anything that we can't all do on some level. I do know that I was destined to do this work. I've had many lifetimes doing this work. And so, but I really feel like a part of it is me being a teacher and being able to help reconnect people with their loved ones and show them how to do it themselves. And that's how my journey started. I took a mediumship class so I could learn how to connect with my mother and my grandmother and learn the signs that she was around. And that's how it started for me. So I feel like your loved one is saying, like, this is the beginning of a new relationship with us. I'm still here. You are not alone. I am in heaven with so many loving people. I just want to reiterate, your loved one is saying they are in heaven. They made it. Archangel Raphael is helping them heal on the other side. I feel like those with this, this hope pile, I feel like the loss could be somewhat tragic. Again, an accident, maybe from addiction overdose, accidental overdose, suicide, or like I said, just a very difficult illness. Maybe it was long and drawn out. And I feel like your loved one wants you to know that you can start this new journey. They want you to know that they made it to heaven. They're in heaven. And, they've met their maker. So please don't worry about that. I've been doing this work as a profession for 12 years. And I've never yet met a spirit who's never made it to heaven. So, this can open up so many belief systems. When you lose a loved one, it really just opens up all these questions, which I have no doubt is why you're guided here. And that's the true miracle. So those of you who have never been to my channel and just happen to find this reading, that's a miracle. That's exactly what I mean. Miracles don't have to be like, oh, I won the $88 million Mega Millions. Oh, that is a true miracle, and bless you if you've ever get to do that. I take donations, but miracles can happen every single day. You can get to work on time, or you can start seeing those signs from your loved ones in spirit. Those are additional forms of miracle. So I feel like your loved one is saying, we're going to be beginning a brand new relationship. So be present, be aware. All signs come in the present moment. If your mind is too far in the future or the past, or you're everywhere else but the present, you're going to miss those signs. Sometimes it takes a little bit for your loved one to gather their energy to be able to bring you the signs, but know that they're there, that they're coming. And sometimes it's hard if you don't know what you're looking for. So the most easiest way is initials on a license plate, their birthday numbers, like I said, the numbers or the anniversary of their passing. But I also, like I said, I want you to know it's a true miracle. It's a true miracle that you found your way here. And I have no doubt your loved one is sending you the Archangel Raphael, or wants you to know that the Archangel Raphael is here. And it's so funny. As I was saying about the Archangel Raphael, I looked at the clock and it was 3444. And that's the angel number. 444 means hundreds of thousands of angels are with you. Ask them anything. So there's another message for some of you out there. All right. So perfect. So the additional cards say, everything will be okay. And ask for help. Wow. Oh man. I don't know. Maybe some of you are crying out there. This is such a beautiful reading. And again, I cannot say enough of this is why I do this work. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. And this is the gift of spirit and the divine. You know, they're in the unseen. And so everything will be okay. You may be in a place right now where you're feeling lost, alone, confused, angry. You know, you may never get back to the way things were. You know, it's the new beginnings and the new norm, you know, so please try not to put that heaviness or that burden on yourself to get back to your old self, to get back to the way things were. This is a complete realignment. Like I was saying about like having surgery in the body. It's a new adjustment. It's like learning to function without this piece. But you can also heal from it. You can also grow. And like I said, as your vibration shifts spiritually, as you bring that awareness, they're going to come to you in a new way. You're going to be able to rebuild your relationship with them in spirit. I'm also guided to say to some of you out there who are listening, it's okay to be angry. Anger is part of it. Whether you're angry with yourself, whether you're angry with the loved one, it's real and valid. And it's really important for you to really get in touch with your feelings. I cannot say enough about grief counseling. Like I said, getting spiritual support or guidance. I cannot say enough about how healing it is so that you're not going through this alone. And I feel like your loved one is saying like, everything will be okay. I'm with you. I've got you. And ask for help. I forgot I pulled this. So exactly, this is what I was saying. Ask for help. Reach out. Get support. Sometimes when I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling upset, I'll just reach out. I'll text my friend and I'll say, hey, just want you to know I'm not okay. I'm okay, but I'm not okay. And it doesn't mean like, I'm going to do anything drastic. And sometimes just reaching out and knowing somebody's out there sending you love and prayers is helpful. So I feel like your loved one is saying, please don't feel like you're going through this alone. But, unfortunately in the world that we live in, people aren't going to know that you need help or support or you need love and hugs unless you ask. You don't have to be like the hero. You don't have to hold it all together. And maybe some of you have lost a significant other. And now you're taking care of children. And now you're like everything is on your shoulders. And I feel like your loved one is saying there's nothing wrong with asking for help or being open to receive. And this comes from God too, opening up your heart and asking God to send loving, supporting people in your life. And again, I cannot stress enough, I know I can feel some of the anger, right? I can feel some of the anger in this, and it's not fair. And even bringing up God can be a sore subject, and I get it. And there's so much more to it, like to why things happen the way that they do. But my prayer or my hope is that these messages, the way they're coming out, will bring some degree of comfort for you. Everything will be okay. Really be open to receiving support from the universe, and then again being open to receiving assistance from those that are around you. Even sometimes a text message to somebody that says, I'm not okay. I'm okay, but I'm really not okay. Just send me love and prayers. Maybe it's sometimes times like food, like asking somebody to just send you food, or, if somebody's showing up at your house or they want to do something for you, just say thank you and receive that support. I'm hearing the message, you're not alone. And then the final message I got is like manifesting miracles. Oh my gosh, miracles. Wow. So thank you, Orion, for manifesting your miracles in my world. Again, I almost feel like this message is a miracle to some of you. The way they've come out, the way they've been channeled. Let me just sit with that a little bit more, because that is crazy. Miracles, manifesting miracles. I feel like your loved one, as you're open, is going to come to you in miraculous ways. It may be through a dream. A lot of times on the spiritual journey, we don't really understand why things are happening until like sometimes weeks and months after they happened. I've had an experience that I'm just learning like over a year later why it happened. And, I've gone through this metamorphosis, and it really is a true miracle. So again, this is like a profound message here of miracles and new beginnings. So be open to receiving. Everything will be okay. Maybe you're in a place right now, maybe some of you are thinking about money and you don't know how things are going to work out. Open your heart to ask angels, or ask the divine, or ask your loved one in spirit to assist you in helping things work out. Maybe right now your world is crumbling and you're like, Gladys, I really need a miracle right now. I have no idea where this money's going to come from, where this support's going to come from. This person did everything, or I feel really down on my luck. I feel like your loved one is sending in these messages of you've got new beginnings coming and there's miracles. And really opening up to receiving, allowing support from the universe. It's not about doing more, saying more, being more. It's about being in that receiver mode, receiving, even just receiving signs from the universe, the numbers 444, or the initials, or the numbers of your loved ones in spirit. That again too is like a true miracle. And so even sit with that too. Again, it's such a profound message of coming up both. And if you go back in the beginning of when I was shuffling, like these cards like literally flew out of the deck. I knew this was going to be a big one. So there might be so much more that you're getting from these that I'm not saying. So please take in what resonates. Pause the video here as the messages are all spread out, and just go in and talk to your loved one for more messages. I almost feel like I want to say this too, and this is not for everybody, but I almost feel like your loved one's transition may have been a miracle. As hard as that might be, sometimes loved ones pass. Like if there's such trauma to the body through an accident, or if it's drugs or alcohol, sometimes they choose to opt out. And that itself is a true miracle. I feel like for some of you, your loved ones may have been in a really bad place, and now that they're in heaven, they're seeing it as a miracle, that God loved them so much that they were accepted home. Wow. And now your loved ones will shine those miracles back to you. Wow. Have hope. All right. I'm going to finish on that note. So those of you who chose the Hope Pile, thank you for watching. It does help my channel if you hit that like button. You can leave me a comment in how maybe this resonates with you. If you'd like to book a private session and connect with your loved one specifically, I could share more messages with you. All the details are in the description below. So thank you so much for watching. And for those of you who chose the love pile, welcome. And let's begin. So the first card we have, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. So I feel like it makes sense as we're in the love pile. I feel like some of you may have felt like you lost a loved one. Some of you, I feel like, who chose the love pile, I feel like a spouse, a romantic partner, a lover, a significant other in your life, I feel like they're coming through now. What's popping out to me is these puzzles. It's almost like very like soulmate, twin flame-ish energy. It's almost like they're saying like you fit together. It could be also a best friend. Maybe you lost a best friend and you guys, and again with the puzzle piece, there's these necklaces out there. And again, this might be something for you specifically. There are these necklaces out there, or these bracelets that say like best friend, or like one person has one piece and one person has another. That might be a very specific message for some of you out there, that, you know, your friend or your lover or your partner or your loved one is saying like they still have it on the other side. There's this piece that they have with them and they still have it, and you guys fit together. So I feel like that's a specific message. Oh, and it also almost feels like I hear the word like why it's not fair. Why did they have to go? Why did this have to happen to them? I almost feel too, this may, for some of you out there, I may be connecting with a loved one who passed of an illness, and maybe they were young. And this is like, why them? It's not fair. You know, and again, it could be a family member. It could be it could be like an aunt that you were close to, or it could be like a relative that you were close to, and you know I almost feel like the battle, like the fighting the battle. And it doesn't mean that they didn't win. And although it may be hard to see, feel, or know in your grief why, I feel like your loved one is saying everything really does happen for a reason. And I also too, it's crazy because this is the love candle that I have, and then I have the love here. So that's why originally I thought it was like a significant other, or like a partnership, or a really close best friend. And again, I feel like this whole message is surrounded by love, and they took a piece with you. You know, maybe they have a piece of your heart, and they always will. But they're sending you love back, and they're saying, I feel like they're saying, I know you're struggling. I know, I see it, and I love you so much, and you're never alone. Okay, so the next card that comes out is Divine Timing. Wow. Everything happens for a reason, and divine timing. So I'm also getting a message that if you're in a place of disbelief and anger, I feel like your loved one can see the bigger picture right now. although that's like a poop response. Like I want to say the S word, but I'm not going to. But it almost feels like when you're in a place of feeling prickly and angry and sore and hurt, divine timing and everything happens for a reason is a sucky answer. It sucks. I know that, but I have to say it. And so I want to acknowledge, as a human and having gone through these experiences, I get it. But then the spiritual part of me says, I know, I get it. And so, again, this is a very specific message of everything happens for a reason and it's divine timing. And I feel like maybe your loved one passed and you felt like they should have had more time. It's not fair. And I feel like they're acknowledging the spiritual journey. I feel like they're acknowledging their soul mission. And again, sometimes our loved ones, before we even get here on this planet, on a soul level, the people that we come in alignment with, the people we connect with, we all come together as part of a soul group for a purpose, for a reason. And so I have to share that I lost my grandmother when I was 9 years old, and she was like a mother to me. I spent a lot of time with her, and I feel like she got me and she understood me, and I felt like it was a safe space with her, and I didn't get to say goodbye. She passed away of emphysema in the middle of the night. I never got to go to the hospital because at that time they didn't let children into the hospital, and I remember being really angry and felt abandoned, and I didn't get to say goodbye, and I was really angry for a very long time. If you read my bio on my website, you see I struggled with faith. I struggled with God for many, many years, all throughout my childhood, all throughout my teenage years. And I really didn't even open up to God or even what that was until I was in my mid-20s. And I look back now that it's because of the impact of that loss that I do what I do now. So on a soul level, I feel like my grandmother had this experience and I was impacted in the way that I was because it really brought me back to God. It brought me back to spirituality. It brought me back to connecting with loved ones on the other side. And this is why it's such a mission for me to share messages like this and connect people with their loved ones in such a profound way. So again, it took me many, many years, and I'm hoping those of you who are guided to watch this, I pray that it alleviates some of the suffering that I went through because I didn't have access to this when I was younger. I didn't know about mediums or connecting, or again, I didn't even have a healthy relationship with God or religion or any of that now. So I feel like this whole experience with the loss that I had brings me back to the connection of my spirituality, of my faith, of the love within. And I share that, hopefully to connect with some of you who are feeling alone, who are just pissed and angry, and you may not see it now, but like I said, it was divine timing that it happened at that point in my life. I was 9, and 9 is the endings of a cycle. It's a completion, and there were so many synchronicities that I see now that I would never have seen then. So I feel like if you were guided to this message, you're here for a reason. You need to hear this, and it may be really hard to digest now. You may be pissed at me for saying it, but I get it. I understand. All right, so the next card is gentle. So remember I was talking about like anger and being pissed, and just it's a sucky answer. I feel like your loved one is reminding you to be gentle on yourself. Go easy. Be gentle on yourself. Know that you're not alone. You may be feeling really harsh. Sometimes it feels like, like it can feel like a very rough like brush on your skin. Like you could be feeling really raw right now, especially if this is connected to a deep love. I almost feel like I can see your loved one coming in and giving you a hug. It's almost like that melty kind of hug, like I'm here and I got you and I love you so much. And I feel like there's this gentleness coming in. Man, I'm getting emotional in that energy. And I feel like they're coming in and they're just giving you the most firm, softest hug so that you can release, so that you can let it all out. And they want you to know how much they love you. And you may be hard on yourself. And they're reminding you to be gentle with yourself and others. Especially if you're being prickly or snappy with people. And I say that in the most endearing way. It's almost like I see your loved one chuckling. It could be a man, it could be a husband, chuckling. Like maybe you've got like this fiery energy and they're chuckling. And again, it's a general reading, so this is going to resonate with not everybody. And again, take in the messages that are supporting you in this healing process. I feel like I want to pull, I didn't pull any of these in the other ones, but I feel like I want to pull an additional card here. For the love deck, an additional card connecting with this energy. What's an additional message before we get to the prayer? What's an additional message you want this person to know who's watching the love pile? What's an additional message? There it is. Oh, man. Joy. I feel like your loved one is saying you will feel joy again. And I'm also hearing the message that you brought your loved one a lot of joy. So there may have been a challenge, like it may have been a difficult situation towards the end, and there may not have been any joy. There may have been a lot of anger and a lot of fear. But I feel like your loved one is saying that you will experience joy once again. And I also feel like they're going to be sending you messages that are going to bring you joy. I feel like your loved one may be a funny spirit too. Like once you're able to clear this, move through this grieving process, I feel like your loved one's going to come in a funny way. And again, it's always initials on a license plate or birthday numbers on a clock or on a phone number or the anniversary of their passing. But I feel like your loved one is saying that you will feel joy again, especially if this was a divine partnership, again, like a soulmate or twin flame. Maybe you lost a partner, or again, I have to strongly say also a best friend. We have friends in our lives that are like soulmates. Like they are like our family, they are like our sisters, and they are like our brothers, and it sucks when they go. And I feel like maybe you guys shared a lot of joy together, and I feel like your loved one is saying, like, as you move through this grieving process, you'll find your joy once again, that they will send you messages that are going to bring you joy. And part of the reason why I do this work is to open you up to the idea that there's something greater. Your loved one is not gone forever. They don't just disappear and you never connect. And this is part of my mission on the planet. Like those of you, those who are separate and they're not open to receiving messages on a higher level, they're only limiting their capacity of their full potential. And sometimes when we have great losses like this, it opens us up to something more. So how beautiful a soul that they love you so much that they've transitioned in this way so that you can now expand on your own spiritual journey, and they've got your back. They've got your back. They're there with you. They're sending you loving, gentle energy because they know it's raw right now, or it's been raw. This doesn't have to be someone who passed away recently. It could be, a long period of time, and maybe now is where you needed to hear this. But they're bringing you, or they will bring you joy, and please know that you'll re-experience joy once again, as hard as it is feeling in that place now. And then also too, your loved one is saying healthy choices. That's their prayer for you. And the message says, thank you for guiding me to make healthy decisions. I love this. So if you've been self-sabotaging, if you've been making poor decisions and you've been reckless, it kind of goes back with if you've been really hard on yourself. I feel like your loved one is reminding you that they see you, they know what's going on. Please make healthy choices. They do not want you to be with toxic people in your life who are going to make things worse for you. This is a very specific message for some of you out there. When you lose a loved one, it's like, what's the point? I give up. And then we let people, places, things, and ideas in our lives that are not healthy for us. If it's not joy or not supportive and loving, it's gotta go. So I feel like your loved one is also saying, like, if you've got like really difficult thinking or there's like you're abusing yourself through like food or criticism or burdens or guilt, I feel like your loved one's reminding you to make healthy choices. I know this is a yoga pose, so that could be another message that's specific to you out there. This could be maybe if you're watching out there and your partner or your friend is a female. Again, there's just in these two cards right here, there's a lot of joy and there's this yoga energy. So that could be specific for somebody if you're not really sure if this was her or not, and she was into yoga, or she was a very joyful person, very gentle person, and it's not fair, like, why do the good ones have to go, and we have so much pain in the world. So you could have been having those thoughts, and so your friend is reminding you, or your partner is reminding you to make healthy choices. Maybe she was like healthy in her living and her eating, and so she's just reminding you, like, take a page from her book and take care of yourself. So, and there's also too, like, if you look at this card, there's the light that's above. And so again, for some of you specifically, I almost feel like she may still be doing yoga on the other side. If that was a thing for her, or exercise or eating healthy, I feel like that's what, she's saying, like she's still doing it in heaven. All right. So I thank you. I thank you for watching. So this concludes the love reading. I thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button. It does help other people see this. If this experience moved you in some way and you're guided to share it in the comments, or even just give me a thumbs up or a heart or something in the comments, it just helps my channel, and it just helps more people see this. If you would like to make a donation to my channel, I have the link below, as well as my online booking system. I can connect with you all over the world. So I do phone sessions, in-office sessions. I'm here in Rumford, Rhode Island, and I also do video chats, lots of different kinds of video chats, Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, whatever works for you. So let me close space and thank all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light for escorting in your loved ones to support their messages for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done, in mind, body, spirit, and emotions, in all ways. And so it is. And those are your messages. And to conclude the reading, if you have not heard it today, or nobody's told you in a while, I love you. God loves you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.